Have you heard the term buy box recently? Are you wondering what exactly a buy box is or how to create one for your own real estate investing strategy? If you spend any amount of time watching Michael Zuber on the One Rental at a Time YouTube channel, you've probably heard him or any number of his featured experts talk about creating a buy box when investing in real estate. But what exactly is a buy box and how do you create one? Hey guys, it's Mike here, and my goal is to help real estate investors like you buy your first or next deal. Now in this video, I'm going to explain everything that I know about creating a buy box the one rental at a time way so that you can successfully hone in on one aspect of your designated real estate market and start successfully comparing one deal to another. Down in the comment section below, let me know what type of property you're currently looking for in your buy box and why. Now first, let's define what a buy box is. Simply put, it's a tool that allows you to refine your search of potential properties and distill it down to a very specific type of property so that you can compare and contrast deals within that property type accurately, consistently, and quickly. For instance, there might be many one-bed, one-bath units, but how do you know which one-bed, one-bath unit is a better deal? Or which one is overpriced? Or whether or not you should even be looking at one-bed, one-baths? Maybe you should be looking at five-bed, two-baths. To begin creating a buy box, you need to start adding differentiating factors to your analysis. In the One Rental at a Time method, Michael Zuber often encourages his students to have an Excel spreadsheet with different categories. More than just price, square footage, and location, you can add layers and layers upon it to differentiate properties from each other and to begin to sort them out. Some of the categories that could be added would be make-ready costs, out-of-pocket cash to acquire, attached dwelling units, does it have a garage, what's the rental price going to be, and does this property hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for the YouTube algorithm. As you look at these properties and start building a record of what creates value in your market, you're going to be able to compare deals more proficiently. In your market, a garage may add $100 a month to the rental value of the property, but not add much in terms of the overall price of the property. Now, as an example, I've noticed that my properties in Gary, Indiana, that have garages don't typically cost more than other similar properties. However, I'm able to charge more in rent, just like the example. Now, this would cause me to shift my buy box towards preferencing three-bed, one-bath houses that have garages. Same cost to me at purchase, but more return on the back end in rental price. On the flip side, you may see that an 1,100 square foot property doesn't typically rent more than a 900 square foot property. What affects the rental value the most is the number of bedrooms. Three-bed units compare similarly to other three-bed units, and they almost always outperform two-bed units. Even if one house has more square footage, the bedrooms are larger. At the end of the day, three-bed units are still three-bed units. But you might notice that the larger square foot three-bed house may be selling for more than the smaller square foot house. So it might be in your best interest to preference your buy box towards the smaller home, as it's going to cost you less out of pocket, but still bring in the same amount of rent. So the idea behind creating a buy box is that you can find out what type of property in your market has the best yield or cash-on-cash return. Now, Michael Zuber says that he uses this yield metric to compare single-family homes with large apartment buildings, and he ultimately decides to buy whichever property has the best yield. This allows him to get the most bang for his buck. Now, using my own experience to paint a picture for you guys, I found that in Gary, Indiana, the best rentals are three-bed, one-bath houses, approximately 800 to 1,100 square feet, with a garage in a neighborhood with no condemned or problem houses on the block, priced at $60,000 to $90,000. It's going to rent for $900 to $1,100 a month, provide me with $250 a month in cash flow or better, and an 18% or better yield or cash-on-cash return. This is my buy box. Why is this my buy box? Because this is how I define a great deal. And if you know one thing about the One Rental at a Time method, it's that you should only be looking to do great deals. If something cash flows for less or has a lower yield, it may just be a good deal, an average deal, or worse, a bad deal. Now, this is the most important metric when comparing and contrasting one property against another, in my opinion. Now, when I told Michael Zuber that I was going to be making this video, he urged me to remind you that a buy box equals focus. And with focus, it means you have his permission to ignore every other part of your market as you learn what an average deal in your market is. Don't get too overwhelmed trying to compare each and every property and type of property against every other potential piece of real estate out there. The buy box helps you get focused and thereby make better decisions. Now here's how you get started. You pull up an Excel spreadsheet or just pull out a pen and paper. Go to Realtor.com and start looking at properties in your desired market. Now it's okay to look at a bunch of different types of properties to start and not have all of the concrete data yet. But you're going to begin over time to hone in on what looks best. Now this is an exercise you should do daily for a few months before you make any final decisions. This is how you begin to understand the differences and what makes one property better than another. This is also how you begin to understand when certain properties are overpriced, staying on the market longer, and why certain properties that might be underpriced end up getting bid up and go quickly. Start looking at properties. Write down the purchase price, estimated rental price. If it has a garage, is it turnkey? The make-ready costs, beds, bathrooms, all of it. Take your estimated rent and monthly expenses and try to figure out your cash flow. And then find what your yield is. This is just called running the numbers. You need to run the numbers on multiple properties and start figuring out which ones have higher yields and which ones don't. Then you pick the highest yield property from a cash-on-cash perspective. For a more detailed video on how to run numbers, calculate your cash flow, and find your yield, check out this video right here. Now, once you figured out what type of property gives you the best yield, you then go to your market and you search for those types of properties. Pore over the listings and let everybody you are networking with know exactly what type of property you're looking for. Now, as Zuber always says, tell them and everyone your buy box. Now, here's a pro tip. Don't rely on anyone else to do the work for you, even me. You need to define a buy box for yourself. This is why oftentimes real estate agents have no idea what would make a good rental. It's on you to educate your agent as to what you're looking for. It isn't just location, aesthetic, size, or type of the property. You need to do the careful work of comparing multiple properties against each other over time until you figure out which one is really the best. The One Rental at a Time channel preaches daily discipline and constantly advises you to look at your market daily. This helps you keep tabs on your buy box and understand if there are changes occurring you need to take advantage of or be wary of. Guys, hopefully this video on how to create a buy box was beneficial. Down in the comment section below, leave a comment telling me what type of property you look for in your buy box. And lastly, sub to the channel, like the video, take your car in to get the check engine light fixed finally, and drink another bottle of water. As always, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll catch you next time.